Tomorrow marks the first year anniversary of my mother Noeline. Time has surely flown. I remember the day, the last day I met her, which was the day before she died. We had a great party in my home and we enjoyed that moment a lot. Her last days also was very exciting because just after the lockdown, she was able to start painting again. And some of her messages, we see the excitement of this artist that was able to start creating again. My mother has always been there for a lot of people, artists, up and coming artists, and even just people in all walks of life. I know this because as I ran my business in Kalpitia, even my staff, everybody had been impacted by her. Something that my mother left me was creativity. At a very young age, I was encouraged to be creative, to use different medias to create. And I think this is one of the biggest legacies that she's left in me. And together with my sister, we'd like to thank everybody who have, shown their support and encouragement and words of kindness during the last year.
If you are like most of us here today, at a loss for words on what to say, 1 year since she went, she took her colorful palette and tray of kaleidoscope aura and memories of bright hues with some shades of grey, and just went. Guess she knew at the end of the day it doesn't matter because the rainbow cupcakes and pony parties are here to stay. So are the dress-up princess musical shows and the fairies and fishes and mice who play together. And the tickling and laughter and the rainwater baths and sea swims and pool dips and rolling on the grass is continuing as if a transforming of us into beings of more flamboyant style, hopefully, and full of fanciful wishes and greener pastures and moments of laughter. And Christmas and Halloween and parties just because of lights and color and food and Santa Claus. And for those of you who understand that life unplanned, unmanned, that it's not to be a limitless continuum of life expectancy ad infinitum, but a moment of bliss in a bubble like the paintings she evoked from her every brushstroke. And for what they couldn't say, Anuku and Arya miss their grandma, Auntie Noeline, each and every day. But now she's painting the sky a vibrant hue each evening with Jesus nearby, probably over a cold beer and some music playing, and laughing at some obscure old joke of life, love, family, and art, and the importance of going for broke every last dime, and living life to the fullest, one step, one day at a time. From a daughter who has and believes in carpe diem all the way, I say, go live and play. Because in living, memories live on each day.
Hey everybody, I'm Naluka. I'm Auntie Noeline's niece. I don't know about you all, but I've definitely had to make this video like 30 times because, my goodness, it's difficult to find the right words. Auntie Noeline, I don't know if I have all the right adjectives. I've been doing so much thinking and words are definitely failing me when it comes to expressing what you mean to me, what you mean to many of our family and friends. And so just want to start off by saying thank you. We are so lucky that you were part of our lives. Of course, we wish you were here with us. It seemed so sudden. And the one thing, actually many things to take away that you have left your mark on is that we should live our life in the present. One should really not wallow and take advantage of all the resources that are available and be innovative and take some risks. Those are like the big lessons that watching you live your life, watching you as an artist, as an activist, and as an aunt, I would say there's so many, as an educator, these are all the things that I really admire about you, Thank you for being supportive of me. And I'm sure I'm not the only person who could say this, that, you've done so much to support individuals, whether they were your family or whether they were part of your greater family. Because everywhere you went, you had a very special gift of building community, and it's so uncanny how you could make something out of nothing. I mean, we all know that you were super great with those collages and found art, but you sort of did that with, like, on a bigger level, on a more profound level, I think, with people, if that makes sense to anybody at all. So, I really miss you. Love you very much, and thank you for all the advice. Thank you for keeping us on our toes. Thank you for all of the adventures and also the misadventures, all the moments of mischief. I have such good memories, and all of them are really fun. I think you had the perfect Epicurean approach to life. Love you, Auntie Noeline.
It's very hard to come to terms or to believe that it's been 1 year since Noeline left us and passed away. I've known Noeline since I was a small boy at the Melbourne art classes under the wonderful care of Mrs. Cora Abraham. There was Noeline, and who were our teachers? It was a wonderful crowd. There was Richard Gabriel, Lucky Senanayaka, of course Noeline, Mrs. Abraham keeping an eye on us, and Peter in the background, who kept all the clay soft and pliable for us to work with. Noeline was always full of smiles and always cheerful. I remember her classes at the Sapumal Foundation. What a joy and what happiness came out of that room. We were honored to be able to show her work at the Barefoot Gallery recently. Noeline, you've made a wonderful mark on all of us. God bless you and thank you.
I knew Noeline originally as Jean's sister, but we then developed our own friendship. Noeline saw creativity in every little thing she came across. Once I took her to Habarana, where, as part of my work, I had to measure distances of mosquito collecting traps installed in Yanoya. Noeline walked the 9 kilometers of the Yanoya with me, picking the debris found in the stream to use for her installations. The driver called me to a side to tell me that we may have to hire another vehicle to take the collection back home. Noeline only saw the good in everybody around her, was never judgmental, and was ever helpful to others, possibly costing her at times. Thoughts of Noeline come to mind at the strangest times. For instance, what would have been her take on these lengthy lockdowns?
I have known Noeline forever, a person who had a zest for life. She used to listen keenly to these discussions at home and warn me always when I was due to get a telling off or into my antics. Overall, she was a fun to be with. She helped me whenever I was involved, stealing Christmas puddings, wrapping them creatively. We did enjoy knocking down a few drinks, and it was always a treat when she was to stay at home. It was always for a couple of nights, so we never had a dull moment. Noeline was a wonderful friend. We miss her terribly, and she's often in our thoughts.
It was a few hours before that you rang and said we will be meeting next day. And little we knew that was the end. Anyway, thank you for everything and miss you a lot.
ආයුබෝවන් මම ආවේ අප අතරින් වියවට පත් වුණ නොයිලින් ටීචර් ගැන පොඩි හැඳින්වීමක් කරන්නයි. ඉතින් මට නොයිලින් ටීචර් මුණ ගැහුණේ මම කුඩා කාලයේදී. එතකොට මම හිටියේ SOS ළමා ගම්මානයේ. එවකට එතුමිය තමයි මගේ මුල් ගුරුතුමිය වෙලා හිටියේ. එතුමිය SOS ළමා ගම්මානයේ වෙනුවෙන් විශාල වැඩ කොටසක් කරා. එතනින් නොනැති වී එතුමිය මාත් සමග කලාව සම්බන්ධයෙන් ගොඩාක් දේවල් කරා. එතුමිය මට මගේම අම්මා කෙනෙක් වගේ තමයි සැලකුවේ. තවද එතුමිය මට හොඳ නරකද කියා දෙමින් මාව හරිමකට ගන්න සෑහෙන උත්සාහයක් ගත්තා. එතුමිය නිසා තමයි අද මම ඔලුව උස්සගෙන ඉන්නේ. එතුමියට මම සදා ණය ගැතියි. මම එතුමිය එක්ක කලාව සම්බන්ධයෙන් ගොඩාක් වැඩ කරා. එතුමිය කලා ශාස්ත්‍රයට සෑහෙන සේවයක් ඉටු කරපු කෙනෙක් විදියට තමයි මා දකින්නේ. මමත් කලාව ගැන ඉගෙන ගත්තේ එතුමියකින්. ඉතින් අවාසනාවකට එතුමිය හදිසියෙම අප අතරින් සමුගත්තා. ඉතින් එතුමියගේ අභාවය ගැන අපට ලොකු දුකක් වගේම ලොකු පාඩුවක්. තවද එතුමිය වෙනුවෙන් බොහෝ දේවල් කියන්න තියෙනවා. ඉතින් එතුමිය යලි අප අතරේ ඉපදේවා කියමින් මා නිහඬ වෙනවා. මීට ටීචර් ඔබට නිවන් සැප ලැබේවා. ස්තුතියි. මම නිරංජල.
On the first death anniversary of our well-known, much loved and excellent art teacher, Mrs. Noeline Fernando. Many people will walk in and out of our lives, but only a few can make such a beautiful impact in our lives, and Mrs. Noeline was one of them. She was a beautiful gift sent from God above, and the students of St. Bridget's Primary have been very fortunate to have had her as their art teacher. She was very simple, hard-working, friendly teacher, loved by the members of both tutorial and minor staff of the school. She made everyone around her feel important and happy. a person who expected nothing but appreciated everything. I remember the well-organized art exhibition we had at the Colombo Art Gallery with Mrs. Sybil Wettasinger as our chief guest. Having recognized the creativity of the little ones from years 1 to 5, she spared no pains to get each child to present a drawing to be exhibited. She never overlooked anything or anyone around her. She encouraged the children to gather scraps of colored paper, discarded paper plates, and greeting cards of bygone days, or an object as fragile as an eggshell to create something useful. Noeline is inspired in creating art with whatever that surrounds us in our environment and colors we encounter in our day-to-day lives, thus creating something beautiful with a perfect color combination. Special mention should be made of her desire to uplift the children with special needs. She possessed unique ways of teaching them through sensory play. A very special characteristic of Noeline was that she never reprimanded a child. She was able to look through their eyes and accept each child as a unique creation of God. Even today, even though she is no more with us, Noeline remains a much-loved, dedicated teacher who had lived with us approximately for 10 long years, teaching the little ones of St. Bridget's Primary. Her smiling face and bubbly spirit can never be forgotten by anyone.
Hey everyone, just want to say a quick few words on the 1 year death anniversary of Auntie Noeline. All I can say is yes, I do miss her. I miss all our late night conversations. I remember her taking me for art exhibitions and saying, "Hey Sanjay, let's go grab a beer and you can just look at the paintings. Thank you for hiding all my secrets from my parents. You were the only person who knew most of my personal secrets. I do miss you a lot. Thank you for all life's lessons. And I know that you're in a good place right now. And yes, I do miss you. And you have left a legacy amongst many people in the art circle, your family, your children, your grandchildren. And hoping to see you soon. Cheers, as always."
Auntie Noeline, you'll be greatly missed. Your paintings, oh my God, they are so magical and they bring a lot of life. Actually, you brought a lot of life and creativity. You are inspiration and a very strong-willed woman. I really miss you.
I knew Noeline for a long time. Over a period of 40 years, she was a very close friend of mine, great artist, and she was the mentor who really inspired me to collect art. Her sudden death leaves us shocked, and time has passed, but we really miss her. Her company, her jovial attitude, and she lived a life. We truly missed her today. Diane.
Behind me is a picture that Auntie Noeline did in 1991 when she came to London and stayed with my dad and my family over here. We have very fond memories of her painting this picture over many, many weeks in London, and also of having a really great time with her. Well, I was very young then, teenager, and having had a really great time with her. when she was over here. And that was reciprocated whenever we go to Sri Lanka. She was always the life and soul of the party. We'd always have a very loud and very, very good time. And I'll always remember Auntie Noeline for telling really great stories and often speaking about herself in the third person. And you knew it was going to be a great story when she referred to herself as Noeline in the midst of that story. Once, when I was out in Sri Lanka, I had the good fortune to go to the school that she was doing art with, and that was a really great time. And another time I remember being out with her and Manik and Dilsiri by the beach in a restaurant with my family and having a really lovely time then too. We miss her very much, but we have lots and lots of good memories of her. So sending lots of love and thinking of all of her family at this sad time of remembering her 1 year anniversary.
Speaking about my dear friend, the best friend I had in the field of art, Noeline, well, it's very difficult since I still am coming to terms with her not being there. A wonderful human being, one of the best I've known, who was never a hoarder but a giver. Silent guru and a silent mentor not only to me but to many others who had the same passion, drive and love for art, and who obviously, of course, who were as serious as her, knowing the power of what art could do. She was always a person to build a bridge and form togetherness. Those are things that us who are now past the reins, as the reins have come to us, we would have to see about continuing what Noeline did. As it is sad that she has, as it is sad and not as easy for us to know that she will be never there, her presence never seems to fade away. She also would like us to remember her just as the way as the last painting she did, which actually echoes the Eastern tradition of a new beginning. I hope, Noeline, I hope one day we would, not that I hope, I know one day we will meet in the street by and by.
After first meeting Noeline at the Melbourne School of Art, we rekindled our friendship when my son joined Noeline's art classes at the Sapamal Foundation. We stayed in touch from then on, working on numerous art camps for vulnerable children. Together, we implemented numerous workshops for the kids at the Sunshine Daycare and Preschool in Trincomalee and for the children affected by the Zion Church bombing in Batticaloa. Noeline had a way with children. Immersing herself in the child's world, she encouraged children to express their feelings and emotions through creativity, whether it was drawing, painting, or molding clay. Noeline breathed and lived art with children. Thank you, Noeline, for being with us.
Auntie Noeline will be greatly missed. I would like to say that she's a fun-loving and creative person, and her energy is absolutely exuberant, and she's a lot of fun to be around. So there you go.
Hello, dear Noeline. It's a year ago now. I remember 9 years ago we met you for the first time, and we had so much fun together. It was this instant connection. Also an artist and also a teacher. And after a few years we came back with our little kids, and you cared about them as well, just as family. We had so much fun together, such a great time, long nights, talking about art with a few beers, nice parties, so much laughter because you had this extraordinary sense of humor. And yeah, we miss you. We miss you a lot. We are so grateful that we got to know you and so glad that you got to know our little family as well. Thank you a lot, Noeline, for your friendship. You will always have a very special place in our hearts. Bye.
Hi, Noeline. This is Suren saying thank you so much for everything you did for us, for visiting us, and for coming here and being with the children on two occasions, one in India and one in Malaysia. Both times we loved having you here, and the children loved it. Honestly, it was the best. That's why I asked you, because I knew you're so good with kids. Even when I was growing up in Sri Lanka, you were the one who took me to art classes and did all that. So you always been brilliant with kids, which is why you were the perfect choice for me when I was trying to think of who I could ask, and there was absolutely nobody else. And of course, the girls just loved having you here. Thank you so much. Myra and me, I just want to say thank you as well. So I'm going to pass you over to Myra first. Thanks, Noeline.
Hi, Auntie Noeline. We miss you. Hi, Auntie Noeline. We love you a lot and we miss you a lot.
I would like to say a few words about my dear friend Noeline. We met in school during the latter years and we got very, very friendly, and probably our likes and dislikes were the same. And we were both interested in art and kept in touch right through. And finally, when I left Sri Lanka and went overseas, I had to give up that friendship because due to so many different things. But much later, we connected again, and every time I went back on holiday to Sri Lanka, I would make it a point to meet Noeline. Little did I realize that in 2017, my darling friend Noeline, little did I realize that when I last met you in 2017, and you insisted on giving me a painting that you'd done, that this would be the last time I'd ever meet you. Such a beautiful friend. We've kept in touch, and it was such a shock to hear that you were no more. But I'm sure you're painting the skies with all your beautiful art over in heaven. And it is so nice to think of everything that we've done together as young kids in school. That memory of the last day I met you still lingers in my mind, Noeline. And someday we would meet there in heaven. Till then, I would love to say, take care and be safe. May God bless you 100-fold. Goodbye, lovely friend.
Listening to the lyrics, I couldn't. It spoke to me about Auntie Noeline a lot. And I'm not a great guitarist, nor am I a good singer, but this is a family trait to do something creative, to express our love. So here goes. Already got it wrong. Well, if you want to sing out, sing out. And if you want to be free, be free. 'Cause there's a million things to be, you know that there are. And if you want to live high, live high. And if you want to live low, live low. 'Cause there's a million ways to go, you know that there are. You can do what you want. The opportunity is on. And if you can find a new way, you can do it today. You can make it all true. You can make it undo. You see, it's easy. You won't need me to know. I think we should hand it over to the professionals now. Let's see. Sing along. You want to say yes, say yes. Say yes. Want to say no, say no. There's a million ways to go, you know that there are. And if you want to be me, be me. And if you want to be you, be you. 'Cause there's a million things to do, you know that there are. You can do what you want. The opportunities are. And if you find a new way, you can do it today. You can make it old. And you can make it anew. You see. It's easy. You only need to know. And if you want to sing out, sing out. And if you want to be free, be free. 'Cause there's a million things to be. You know that there are, you know that there are, you know that there are, you know that